In today's first impressions video, we're going to have a look at Citadelvm. This is a city builder and it is honestly fantastic. It's set in ancient Rome. There is apparently relationships with gods, so you can make some happy and therefore making others very unhappy. It is incredibly detailed with a very, very good tutorial, but it is still in early access, so there is more to come. There are changes that's going to happen, etc. I'm very happy to say that they are very okay with modding, and there's a full load on Steam Workshop already. I love this game. I think this game has the potential to be one of the best city builders out there. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, we're going to look through the settings, and then we're going to jump into the game and I'll say what I like and what I don't like. Your settings menu. So I'm going to be frank, even though it is a city builder, the graphics are incredibly good. And in my personal opinion, they could probably expand on the options that they give you. But overall, it's not bad. Like, it's pretty comprehensive. It's just some things that they do leave out that they probably shouldn't. First off, it is not sectioned. It is just a full scroll, which is kind of annoying. But you've got your game language, you've got your autosave, you've got your classic camera on or off. You can see inside buildings on or off when you click on them. You have the size of the game interface. I like the fact that they've got this. This is a really good accessibility feature because some of the text and stuff is quite small, even on medium. Your graphics is where it lets itself down. You've got full screen on or off, you've got resolution, you've got your VSync, and I'm happy to say, especially after the last one, if you turn VSync off, you can then set your frame limit, and then you've got your quality presets. And that's it for graphics. You can't change or adjust anything outside of your presets. And this really annoys me. It would be nice if I could go in and change them how I want. Although, to be honest, the game runs really smooth, even on Ultra. Your audio effects, they are up to maximum on everything, but honestly, they're not overpowering, and the soundtrack is actually really, really nice. Your camera movement, your mouse sensitivity, your zoom sensitivity, all of that stuff is there. And then you've got your keyboard shortcuts, although again, it's a city builder. You're probably just going to be sitting and using your mouse outside of turning the camera left and right and rotating it and stuff. But it's nice that it's all here, and it is completely rebindable. So overall, pretty comprehensive as options menu go. I'm just being picky, but I would like to see more options for the graphics to be able to really customize it for any PC. Before we jump into the game, I do want to have a look through the mod section, the community generated content. Like I say, already there is a fair amount of content here, and we are in early access, so this is only going to get better. And already they've got some really nice sorting options. You've got sort by popularity, date, all of that good stuff. You can subscribe to the things on your workshop so you can see ones you've already installed. And then you can see what ratings they've got and how they are. So you've got your saved games, you've got an easy start, overpopulation, you've got your features. You can have an alien planet, which is kind of incredible. So already they are very open to these mods and stuff, which honestly makes a game like this so much better, because once you've done all the really cool content that the game has to offer, you can then see what other people have come up with. We're in the game, and as you can see, it is very, very pretty to look at. You've got all these things where people want certain, requirements and things. You've got to build your aqueducts, which look incredible and are fully animated. You can zoom all the way in, and I'm glad to say that the texture doesn't lose its quality when you do zoom in on auto, which is really, really nice. Like, it looks amazing. You've got your free speeds up in your corner. You've got all your information down here. And you've got your speed and, all of your people's favor, the prestige level, which you need to advance and make your city just better in general. And then you've got to basically go through and figure out what people want and how best to address it. You have all of your different resources and different farms. And unlike some, you don't have to set out the templates for the farm. So you can make the standard size, which makes it a lot easier to go through and figure out what's happening. If you click on it, you get all of the information. So as you can see here, I can hire more people. I can raise and lower the priority of it. You can see how much it produces and where that goes. And then for each of that, you've got to put those into the granary. Now, one of the features I like about this is that when you do zoom in, you can see inside the buildings and see what's going on in them, which I think is really, really cool. Again, you can see the shared stock, so you can make your warehouses for specific items if you so desire, which can obviously make it more micromanager, but, also make you enabled to sort of look after everything as you will. What's interesting is that there is favor and there is, you know, desirability in the game as well. So if you build a warehouse next to some really nice houses, they're not going to be happy with that. So if we do that here, just to prove a point, if we put down a farm, put this farm down, and you can see that the arrows will change and say that that's going to make them go down by 3%, 10%. So the closer it is to them, the more of a negative effect you get. However, you are going to have to plan your city around that, because you're going to have trade routes and routes between each of these like farms in order to keep them happy. You also have fires and things that break out, which are going to need to be kept in tune with, because if otherwise it's just not going to end well. You're going to lose buildings and lose people. If you don't keep people employed, that is another problem that happens, because then murders and crime will happen. So it's a really intricate system. You have taxes that you can tax people. You can go into here and you can look at your taxation, and you've got your tax office, and then you can click on them and see how much tax they're paying. You can, you know, add things, and you can get the zone desirability up by adding certain things. So if you put a reservoir down, you will keep them happy, is what we're going to do. So yeah, there's entertainment as well. Like, it's a very well thought out game. Further than this, though, you can go into the region map, and this is where you can send your explorer out to adjacent areas, and they can start trade routes, and then you can trade from one place to another, which is part of the agreement here and part of the milestones for the map. So you get different missions, which is really cool. So as you can see, I've got a fire burning, so I'm gonna have to go back in here. I'm gonna have to get a fire service sorted, which I'm gonna have to be very quick for. So we're gonna pause it just so I can get it all down. So we want the fire station. I'm gonna put the fire station next to the road, and then we're gonna get some reservoirs going from the big pump over here. Now, what is annoying is that it is not single click, so you have to hold and drag down in order for it to do what it is that you want it to do, and then you put a well down, which will enable everything to work smoothly. Now, if you don't get the reservoir near to the thing, you're going to be in trouble, but I think that should have us golden. See it play, and then you should see that you're going to have these guys come and put out the fire, which will make everything work better. If you don't put the fire down in time, then you will lose the building, and you're going to have to rebuild it, which will cost you more resources. Overall, I absolutely adore this game. I think it's got everything and more, and again, I have not even got that deep into it. I've not got to the gods, the temples, and all that good stuff, and as you can see, we've already got things that are happening. Once you've completed a mission on your map, you can stay on the map and see how far you can go, but it might be worthwhile for tutorial's sake to say, you know what, I'm going to send it to Rome, complete the mission, and move on from there. Let me know in those comments down below what you think of this game, how it looks, how it plays, and thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.